Hi, I'm Matt from Giltrap Ag. Today I'm here to show you about the new Smart Ag electric drive systems we use in the Duncan drills. The Smart Ag electric drive systems come standard on all our folding drills and are an optional extra on our non-folding drills. So to give you a brief overview of what the working screen looks like, up the top we've got the speed. This is the speed you're traveling along the ground. The red there is the run hold. That's showing that the machine is out of the ground and not in gear. When it turns green, it's ready to go and it's generally in the ground. This is the front bin rate that it's achieving, and this is the rear bin rate that it's achieving. Because we're not moving, it's not achieving any rate, but at the moment it's set to 100 kilos a hectare and 25 kilos a hectare. As soon as we take off, that will then move up to that number because it will be achieving its rate. This is your alarm screen. There's no alarms tripped, but this is where things like a bin level sensor would go off if you're starting to run out of seed. And at the bottom here is your hectares applied. Now, to calibrate the machine, it's very simple. The first thing you do is select the rate. So we're doing the rear bin. Touch on that, I want to do 20 kilos a hectare. We're doing grass seed today, so that's the rate I want. Then we go to number 2 screen and we hit the calibrate button up here. So number 2 is the rear bin. And then the calibration amount, that's the amount of seed we want as a sample. So I want a 1 kilo sample. And now we push play and the machine's going to put out what it thinks is 1 kilo. As you can see, it's counting up the kilos and the pulses. When it gets to around about 1 kilo, it'll stop, and then we're going to weigh the seed and see what it actually put out. So the amount measured out and weighed is 1.004 kilos. So the measured amount, 1.004. Tick. That's correct. We tick. And there we go. That's showing the old calibration value and the new calibration value. And now we're just going to push OK to save those changes, and that's calibrated and ready to go. There's a couple of other features to point out on this Smart Ag electric drive system. If we go to screen 2, up here this shows you that both the bins are turned on. If we wanted to turn a bin off, we just turn it off like that. So often if you're sowing seed only and not using a fert, you'd turn the bin you're not using off. You can also add a level of seed to the front or the rear bin. Say potentially you're putting in 3 25 kilo bags, you get to add 75 kilos to the rear bin level, and then as you sow the paddock, you can watch that number come down so you always know how much seed you've got left in the bin. The third tab here is your GPS, so you can draw maps in the background to show you where you've sown. This is really good for proof of placement when putting fert down the spout. One last feature is you can now connect your smartphone to the Smart Ag screen to enable you to calibrate your drill. Simply go to the second tab and press wireless calibrate. This is now looking for the smartphone. Here's the phone. We select the Duncan app, open it up, start calibration. The phone is now connecting to the screen so you can do the whole calibration process from outside, standing next to the drill, without going back to the cab of the tractor, thus saving you a lot of time. So there we have it. This is Smart Ag electric drive system available on all Duncan drills. For any further information, talk to Duncan or talk to your local Duncan dealer.